Strategic waters under siege, the Houthi attack on the Marlin Luanda executive summary. The Marlin Luanda, a British-linked tanker, was subjected to a missile attack by Houthi rebels in the Gulf of Aden, resulting in a significant fire on board. This aggressive action is part of a series of targeted assaults by the Houthi faction against international shipping lanes, ostensibly in retaliation for British and American military interventions in Yemen, and as a symbolic gesture against perceived Western aggression. The incident underscores the escalating tensions in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, regions critical to global trade and maritime navigation. The prompt and coordinated response by naval forces from multiple nations, including India, the United States, and France, highlights the international community's commitment to maintaining freedom of navigation in these strategic waters. This report delves into the details of the attack, the response by international forces, and the broader geopolitical implications, particularly concerning the stability of global trade routes and the ongoing conflict in Yemen. Background: the Houthi movement, an Iran-backed militia in Yemen, has escalated its maritime offensive operations as part of a broader strategy to assert dominance in the region and retaliate against international forces perceived as hostile. The Marlin Luanda attack is not an isolated incident, but part of a pattern of increasing hostility towards commercial shipping, particularly in the strategic maritime corridors of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. These waterways are vital for global commerce, and any disruption poses a significant risk to international trade and energy supplies. Analysis: strategic implications of the attack. The attack on the Marlin Luanda by Houthi rebels represents a calculated escalation in the group's maritime offensive capabilities. By targeting a vessel linked to Western interests, the Houthis aim to signal their capacity and willingness to disrupt key maritime trade routes. The choice of target and timing of the attack likely seeks to leverage maximum geopolitical impact, drawing attention to the Houthis' grievances regarding Western involvement in Yemen and the broader Middle East. International response and naval coordination. The rapid response by naval forces from India, the United States, and France underscores the strategic importance of the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea to international security and commerce. The collaborative efforts to assist the Marlin Luanda and its crew highlight the effective coordination among allied naval forces in the region. However, the continued threat posed by Houthi missile capabilities necessitates ongoing vigilance and potentially an enhanced military presence in the region to safeguard maritime traffic. Implications for global trade and security. The persistent threat to commercial vessels in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden has broad implications for global trade, potentially rerouting shipping lanes, increasing transportation costs, and impacting global energy markets. The international community's ability to ensure the security of these strategic waterways is crucial for maintaining the stability of global commerce. Geopolitical dynamics and conflict in Yemen. The attack on the Marlin Luanda and subsequent military responses by the United States and its allies highlight the complex geopolitical dynamics at play in Yemen and the broader Middle East. The involvement of Iran-backed Houthi rebels in such attacks further complicates diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict in Yemen and stabilize the region. Implications and recommendations. Enhanced naval cooperation. Strengthening naval cooperation and intelligence sharing among allied nations is essential to counter the Houthi threat and ensure the security of international shipping lanes. Diplomatic engagement. Diplomatic efforts to address the root causes of the conflict in Yemen, including addressing the Houthis' grievances and negotiating a ceasefire, are critical to achieving long-term stability in the region. Maritime security measures. Shipping companies and international regulatory bodies should consider implementing enhanced security measures for vessels operating in high-risk areas, including the deployment of onboard security teams and adherence to best management practices for maritime security. International sanctions and pressure. The international community, through the United Nations and other multilateral institutions, should consider applying targeted sanctions and diplomatic pressure on the Houthi leadership and their backers to deter further attacks on commercial shipping. Conclusion. The missile attack on the Marlin Luanda by Houthi rebels represents a significant escalation in the group's maritime offensive operations and poses a direct threat to international shipping and global trade. The incident underscores the need for a coordinated international response to ensure the security of strategic maritime corridors and to address the underlying political and military conflicts in Yemen and the broader Middle East.